Now, as soon as well, why the heck do we do that? We know how to do that. I like it because I can teach a kid right now to how to hold a baseball for a fastball. And he can feel it come out of his hand. I have the glove like this because this will allow him to go all the way down. You'll see a lot of people that want to teach it like this. He can't extend his arm. So instead of just working on the wrist, now I'm working on my wrist and my elbow where I can do two things at once. It's a tiny, because you have a lot of kids that'll just sit there like this and they'll just flip. Well, yeah, it's great for your wrist, but in reality, why can't we do two things at once? So we do the flip. You can also teach a change-up that way, which is real easy. When they get older, we do fastballs, change-ups. We teach a slider and a curveball. So they do 4. They do 5 of each, so they do 20 flips before they play catch. When we get outside, we won't spend a lot of time doing flips. I've had this for little kids. I say, call the arms up. Get your arms up. Because their arms are up. Kids can remember that. So now this is an easy way to teach throwing too. So when he looks at this, you tell him you better see your fingers, be it a V or a W, because they like that. You got to tell them, look at your fingers. Well, yeah, I see my fingers. I see my fingers here too. I need to see a V or a W. I need to have a bent arm here. Okay? And then we can just go ahead and throw it. So now we can kind of isolate just the arm and see where we're at. Go ahead, just keep throwing. Because here's what you want to try to prevent, because I have not figured out how to fix it yet at the high school level. I do not want kids that I call pie chuckers. When they go to throw it, they throw it and their hand goes like this. And then they're like trying to throw a pie at somebody. I can't fix that. They may throw real hard when they're young, but when they get older, there's no power here. Because they're here and they're just flipping here. If I can stay here, and kids don't get that. If I start here and I don't move my arm, if I rotate my body, look where the ball gets to. Exactly where it needs to go. So I have all this power still behind it. But if I flip here, all I have left is this muscle right here that just flips it out there. And kids don't get it. Well, you look at pictures, if you look at pictures in Sports Illustrated, you see those big leaguers, they're here. Yeah, they can see their hand, but look, their body starts here and their body's rotating. So now my hands can get in that proper throwing position. If you can teach a kid anything that's going to make him, give him a chance, teach him how to play catch correctly.
So you just identified the hardest thing to teach.
Right here, and you say every time, see your fingers before you throw. See your fingers. I tell the freshmen this when we start every fall or every winter when they haven't done any of these drills. I say, get your arms up, make sure you have an L, see your fingers. Once you see your fingers, look at your partner so he knows the ball's coming, and then throw it at him. And to be honest, if you want it to be even better, get them really close. You're like, holy cow, they're going to kill each other. They might. But you got to say, you don't have to throw it very hard. But every time you catch that ball, see your fingers. Once you see your fingers, you can throw it. And you just have to tell them every time, see your fingers, or see the V, see the W, over and over and over and over.
I think it's a great point.
Throw the ball right here. But if he starts back like this, and he rotates, he's going to be in the direct proper throwing position. A lot of kids don't like to do that. Or you're right, I saw some high school kids that do that. They'll start here now. You can call them takeaways. We start with the ball. You guys are both left-handed, so you're both the wrong side. That's okay. We start with the ball in our glove, and we do the same thing. We just take it out and throw it. So now they're not looking anymore. They've looked. Now we're going to go one more step, and we're just going to go ahead and throw it. So this is when the bad habit will come back right away. Because what they're going to do is go right back to that bad habit because they're, oh, now I can't look at my fingers. You can tell a kid to try to watch his hand. He's not going to be able to because he can go too fast. Okay, so we do that on the knee, then we stand up. We're going to do the exact same thing, standing up now. So now we're going to get, and this is where you can talk about getting yourself a good base. We start right here, and again, we see our fingers, see our elbow, and we throw it from our hand. Go ahead. So here's the next thing that's hard to fix, and I think it's kind of been a change in the last 5 years probably. For a while, everybody talked about staying close, so everybody taught this with the front side to stay close so you don't do this. Okay? We teach big front side, and I teach it like if you're going to punch a kid. I'm not going to be the Rutgers coach. But when I punch a kid, and this makes sense to kids, you say, if you're going to punch your brother, how are you going to punch your brother? Are you going to stand just like this and try to punch him? Or are you going to go like this and punch him really hard? Or you say, well, I'm going to punch him really hard. I'm going to get as big as I can. So why would we teach a kid to throw like this instead of throwing as hard as they can when they get big? They like the punching stuff. They like stuff that has nothing to do with baseball. It helps them remember. So what we teach, go ahead and keep going and doing it. So we teach big front side. So you can teach this. You got that arm is going to be a lead. You feel it right down your arm to your target. So then we teach this. We have to pull down. If we pull down, we eliminate this. So when you talk about throwing across your body, is when we pull this way, they throw across your body. But if we can pull down, and you can really teach that here also. Big front side, pull down to your side. So this elbow basically goes to your hip. And when you get to pitching, that's the whole key to pitching, is down. So keep it downward and you stay on. Okay? So then we go to the next one, which is just takeaways. Middle of our body, our legs are still far apart, and we just play catch. So we just slowly progress. Now, we throw 5 throws at each spot. Because if you spend all this time here, your attention span for your kid playing catch is going to be about 3 minutes, and then it's going to be gone. So your first day, you show it to them. Second day, okay, we're going to throw 5 throws. We review the quick things, and then we just kind of go back to it. But we teach that a lot. So if you got any middle infielders, you want to turn 2, my thumbs are together, I can get it out. Outfielders, if you wanted, and we'll show you this later. Outfielders, where you catch a fly ball, if my thumbs are together, guess what? I can go right here, bring it out and go. But a lot of kids think they're way too cool to catch with 2 hands. Then they'll do this thing, they'll go here, and the ball will come, they'll go out and catch it. So they'll let it come to them. But thumbs together. They just don't do it. So we call it 10 toes, and I'm not very smart, so my 10 toes are pointing at his 10 toes. So we call it the 10 toes drill. That guy with 9 toes would be really confused. Really confused. So now we just play catch here. Just rotate and throw it. So now we say, okay, now we got to emphasize on our upper trunk rotation. So this is a great time to emphasize catching the ball with 2 hands.
And you don't want to step. And just,
don't step, just
okay.
rotate time. Remember, we're only going to do 5 throws in this.
Okay.
So we kind of vary it up just a little bit, because what happens when you just play regular catch, by the time they get done, the catch is terrible. Terrible. So we just go 10 toes.
So, just to clarify, so you're just rotating.
Just rotate the time. We took it away. We can do it this way, where you can take the side and you just take one little step. Go ahead and do it. Take a step and then you work on their follow through. So after you do maybe this drill with no step, then you can take a step and let your body come through. So then you can just slowly move out. This one, you obviously can get pretty far because we're getting our body into it.
Okay.
And it might be a deal where one day you work on knees, and then you go maybe 10 toes and we play catch. The next day they come, we go knees, and we go no step, and then we play catch. And sometimes you vary it. If you're like me, you're like, no, I don't do the same thing every day, so when they come, I have to tell them what to do every single day. But no, sometimes it's good to vary that. Yeah, and we emphasize playing catch with 2 hands a lot. Here's the deal. Go on through. So when we go back, we play what I call normal catch, which is we don't do a whole lot with our body. So we get to the point here, you'll see kids that start skipping it or not getting it there. Then I'll say, okay, now play long toss. So now how does our body change when we do long toss? We get into crow hops and we extend it. So this is what the deal is. When you
It's
do,
hard to teach to a 10-year-old.
it's hard to teach, so I gotta wait till you go high.
Okay, all right, well, we'll get to that.
Because what happens, you long toss, they won't use their body, so then long toss is brutal. Because they'll get here and they'll go like this and they'll stop. And the ball's going to go 10 feet. It's at a softball camp, but I thought it was pretty much genius, so I stole it. I had to teach our freshmen how to do this the other night. Because when a lot of kids do long toss, they'll try to bring their legs behind. And I say, why is your butt going that way if you're throwing it that way? So we want to make sure we go forward. So this is how I teach it. Bear with this so I don't trip. So I have them put their glove on the ground, put their left foot almost next to it. So you're going to step left, jump right over that glove. So that right foot, you can even start them here and just tell them to jump over it. And that's going to teach them the visualization of how I'm going to do a curl. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. You're going to have some 10-year-olds that aren't going to know what the hell their left or right foot is. But they can visualize this. I saw them teach this to third grade girls at a softball camp. I really break this down for older kids too. And we actually do this drill. And we'll do it the first couple of days, but I will actually get there more skills. So we do it for one day and review it and then we'll kind of move on. But when you teach infield drills, I really think the most important thing is to teach them how to field a ground ball without ever hitting a ground ball active. It's my biggest pet peeve when I see kids go out take infield and the first thing the coach does is grab a bucket and start hitting fungos at them. They have zero confidence and they're scared to death of that ball. Same thing with fly balls. They're scared to death. If you got a kid that's not very good, don't set him up to fail by hitting the ball at him right away. Because he's scared already. And if that first ball takes a bad hop, he's done. You don't have a chance. Because everything after that's going to be an ole. You don't have a chance. He may not come back. You may not want him to come back, but I shouldn't say that. But he may not come back. So this is how we teach it. And it's this simple. So we're going to start here. We call these squats. So I'm just going to say right, left, field. So ready? Right, left, field. And that's all we do. And stand back up. So if you're a left-hander, you got to figure it out and go the other way. So I have a tough time figuring that out. That's what I need to do. Okay, so we go the other way. So when we field, it's right, left, field. So then we do it again. Ready? Go. Right, left, and field. That's all we do. Stand up. So now you can do this, and you can just go 5. Okay, go 5. Right, left, field. Right, left, field. Every time. So if they can't get here, they don't need to hit a ground ball at them. They ain't got a chance. They'll get lucky every so often, but they got to get in the right feeling position. So Bryce can feel in position. So here's what we look at. His butt's down. So I tell him it's like sitting on a bucket. Okay? So if you're sitting on a bucket, our hands have to be out in front of our feet. You can almost put if you can go a little bit to your left side, if you're if you're right-handed, your gloves on the left side, so make it natural, go straight down. That's your feeling position. You can go and stand up. So you're going to have kids that aren't going to be able to bend over because they have no hip strength when they're young. They're going to be just like this. They're going to go just like this and say, Coach, this is as far as I can get. Oh, we got a problem. He's got to get his butt down. So I said, this kid, can you sit on the toilet? Yeah? Okay, then sit on the toilet. Get your butt down and sit on the toilet. So we got to get down. So there's our first thing, right, left, field. So then we make it even easier. We always say everything's right, left. So now we're going to do this. So I'm going to go, here we go, we're going to go, ready? Right, left, field. Now I'm going to say right, left, throw. Go. Right, left, throw. That's your fielding to throw. Right, left, field, right, left, throw. It's 4 steps. Actually 2 steps, it's repeated. Right, left, field, right, left, throw. So then you can do that again. Right, left, field, and then right, left, throw. So then go back to right, left, field. Actually, just go to your fielding position. So fielding position, when I say right, left, look where his right foot has to go. Right, left, field. So his foot went in front of his left foot when he went to throw it. His foot did not come.
behind
Those kids watch the bigs, and those bigs come here, and they kind of come like this. They can throw at 95. I don't have a kid that can throw at 85. So we've got to shorten the gap. So we got to go right, left. So when we field it, we're here. We have to go towards our target, which is going to be right, left. I don't care if you're a shortstop, a third baseman, a second baseman. Once you field it, it's right, left. Your right foot always has to go in front of your left foot. This is the easiest way to teach it, because what are they all? The only thing you have to think about right now is there's no ball. There's nothing else to screw them up. This will take you a minute to do in practice. 1 minute. You're going to say, well, I don't want to do fundamentals. I got to teach them game situations. What good is a game situation if they can't get in fielding position? Because what's everybody want to do? They want to see if I can get it, do all this stuff. They can't get this position in their foot. So you can just do 5 squats, control them all. Right, left field, right, left field, right, left field, right, left field. 30 seconds. Then you can go right, left field, right, left throw. That may take you another 45 seconds. So, but you've taught them how to get to the fielding position. All right, next, let's go 5 by 5. So these should be on that list of infield drills.
Yep.
Squats, 3rd page. So there's the squats, and I kind of added the right, left throw later. 5. So they're going to get in fielding position with no gloves first time. And all they're going to do is roll the ball back and forth to each other. And they're just going to pick it up. So they're in fielding position the whole time. They each do 5. Now this is the only time I tell them they field with one hand, because we want to get used to that motion of going and getting the baseball. That's good. 5, they each do 5. They roll back. It doesn't have to be hard, it's just roll. So now, here's another thing that we teach that may be different than what you learned, or maybe you teach. So when we field a ground ball, we're out here, we teach them to go get it. We do not teach funnel to our stomach. Here's a few reasons why. We have fields that aren't very good to play on. They're really bad. I don't know how your guys' are. But if they take bad hops, don't let the ball come to them, because they're going to get hurt. So if we get to this position and we think about going and getting it, what's that make us be as fielders? It makes us aggressive, so we go attack the baseball. And it eliminates bad hops as much as possible. Another reason why we do that, when we go get it, it allows us to let our body to start moving to that right-left throw position. If I field the ball and funnel it, right here, where's my momentum going? My butt's going that way, and I got to throw it back. So I've got some people that think they're really good. They'll come here. Well, it's too late, the guy's safe. So we go get it. Go get it. Go get it. So now, put your gloves on. You can do that exact same drill with gloves now. So now you just add one thing. So now when you have gloves, now you can teach them. Now you got 2 hands there. The old alligator, however you want to say it. We go get it with hands. So if they can't feel this, how can they feel it when it's hit to them? I really mean that. People are like, well, yeah, but they got to hit it in the game. Well, no kid. They can't roll to each other and field it. They need to be off with one parent that doesn't want to help out, that's going to help out, and you roll that ball to him until he figures it out. You may not have any parents that want to do that, but you have to. Back up, we'll do approaches. So every day before we play, we do those 5 by 5s. Mick's throwing it. Mick can be the thrower, and Mick can now also be a first baseman. So now you teach your kids how to be a first baseman if you rotate positions. So he's just going to roll a ball to Bryce. Not hard, just going to roll to him. So Bryce can let the ball come to him. He's going to go right, left field, right, left field. So you can almost control this. So I could say, ready, throw it. And I could say, right, left field, right, left, throw. And if you have, 10 kids on your team? 10, 11? If you got 2 people, you have one half of them do this infield. You have another coach, the other half's doing the outfield, which I'll get a little bit. So now you've got 5 or 6 kids. It's pretty easy to control 5 or 6 kids at a time. If you're by yourself, it's pretty easy to have 4 groups or 5 groups. And you stand right here and say, I'm controlling the whole thing. So I can say, okay, ready, roll it. And I can say, ready, right, left, field, right, left, throw. And Okay, now you're first baseman. First baseman, we stand on the bag with the right foot and we go out and catch it. So now you taught everybody to be a first baseman while you're teaching ground balls. So you don't have, we do all those fundamentals on the dirt. Then I grab a bucket and I stand right here and I say, okay, approach and throw it to first. So before they get a fungo, I stand at home plate or pitcher's mound and I'll roll a ball to him. So he's got to field it and throw it to first. Then I just go all the way around. Everybody's got to field one before I get a ground ball. So if they're not doing a very good job, we do 2 of them before I hit them. So we've increased the distance. Now they know where it is. Now they work on throwing it across the diamond. Because what happens as soon as you tell them to field it off their left foot, inside their left foot. So if it makes a bad hop, they stop it, field it, step, throw. Now you may have 1 kid on your team that can do it. Or 0. But it might be, we practice it. Because if I got a team that bunts, we got a couple teams, I know Marshalltown, Fort Dodge, they love to bunt. So we've got to find a way to maybe get him out. So this we have to teach the slow roller. It helped us maybe twice the whole last year, but it got to. So I just roll them right here and have them come in. So if they can't do a slow roller, this is a great time to review bunts. So now after you roll it to them, now I say, okay, Mick, you got to plan for a bunt. And now you just roll a bunt to them. So you're not doing slow rollers, but you're getting used to coming up and throwing a bunt to somebody. So we do that, and then we start hitting fungos. Here, if it's a guy where I've got a kid standing here, or if you're talented and catch it and throw it up and hit it with one hand, you can take half the guys and have them hit here, and the other guy can hit there. Or we do this. I'll say I've got 5 threes. I mean, I'm going to hit the third baseman. He's going to throw it to first. The other coach has 6 4s, so now we're going to work on turning 2 at second base. And then we're going to say, okay, now we're going to do 6 3s and 5 4s. Now you got to coordinate because you can't have that shortstop come up and the third baseman throw a seed and hit it. But coaches control the whole. I can control the whole drill right here, and I can get twice as much done than I can by taking just a pregame infield. It's going to take. Okay, everybody throw it to first, and if I throw it to first, after he's done, he's got to wait till everybody else does it. And if you're like any other practice, the guy misses it, so they hit him another one, and then that guy misses it, hit another one. This guy's staying here forever, bored to death. So we always try to go two hitters. If you have 4 coaches, if you really want to get a lot of ground balls in, you got a coach here hitting him. I've got a coach right here hitting my second baseman. I got a coach hitting there and a coach hitting there. You just have them throw it back. We do a lot in practice. If we play a game and the kids are tired or sore, we'll just put a bucket behind them, field it, do your footwork, put it in the bucket. If they can't throw it to you, you just want to work on fielding that day, field it, put it in the bucket. Now granted, you have to have 4 people to do it. I make our outfielders hit them. You wouldn't believe how bad they are hitting fungos. Right? Some are really bad. They can't hit a fungo. I'm like, how can you not hit a ball you toss out to yourself when you can hit a pitch? They can't do it. But it's good for them. You may not be able to have your kids do that, but if you have people that can help you out, that's a great way to get a ton of ground balls. I mean, you can get day 2 before they catch one. First one I do is just a timing drill. We stand this far apart, and all I'm going to do is stand right here and throw it straight up in the air. And you got to come catch it. There's no need to throw it deep, because if you can't catch it from here, there's no need to go deep. So we just work on timing. So I tell them, you try to catch the ball going forward. So I'm going to throw it straight up. He's going to come forward and try to catch it ready to throw it. This time. And then if they get better at that, then we can go crow hop. So he fields it into a crow hop. You don't have to throw it anyway. We're just doing footwork. So we do that one called timing. And I can get, like I send one coach out with probably 10 outfielders for varsity, and they all have a ball, and they come up and hand it to him. He just catches it, throws it, catches it, throws it, and just runs them through it. Outfielders get a lot of exercise. So the next thing we do is we do drop steps. We're going to go to your right first. So I'm standing this far apart. I'm controlling everything again. I'm not making it hard. We're going to talk about drop steps. So he has to take his right foot, and he has to drop step and turn and run. So I stand right here, and I say, go. Drop step, and I just throw it that far. That's all I do. The first few days, they'll be lucky to catch. They'll just catch it. So we do a few to the right. Some of them go. I'll make them nice and short, so they have to adjust to it. Then we'll switch it to the left. Go. And we just work on that little bit of catching a fly ball from this one. Next one they really like. I just tell them turn and run and find it. They like this one actually because it's challenging. I'll just say, ready, go. Ball, and then they got to find it. So they just adjust. A lot of times, you have kids that'll just catch it, which is fine. One they really like, I've done this at camps before, I'll stand right here, and the high school kids kind of like it too, and I'll just say, go, go. And I'll just throw it. And try to have them catch it on the run. How many times we're in a ball game? Not a lot, but they get used to running. And some kids, when they run, the ball bounces. So this teaches them how to do it. I have, we did a youth camp, and I had some kids throw them. They thought they were quarterbacks. And they get back here and try to throw and see how far they can throw it. It's a good drill, because you can throw it deep. You can throw it really high where they turn and run, or you can throw it on your opposite shoulder, so you have to try to turn and catch it this way. So you can control a lot of that. You can throw it underhand, it doesn't matter. That's how we get ourselves ready for fly balls. We teach this, try to catch the ball with two hands right here. If you can, catch it over your throwing shoulder. Now that's pretty advanced, but some kids can do it if it's a can of corn. And then catch it here, and that ball will just drop straight down and get out. If you're like me, just catch the damn thing, please. Just catch it. Catch it. And again, we're doing all this in the gym, so it's easier outside. I personally like teaching in the gym first because the audience is really good. There's no parents out at the fence. There's no people driving by or girls running around the outside of our baseball field in clothes they shouldn't be wearing outside. Okay? So we can do all this in the gym. So I can do a communication drill. So I can throw a ball right in the middle and make them talk. I don't care what you say. If it's got it, you. I like to have somebody say ball. Again, just catch the darn thing. You can micromanage everything. You got to a point, you just got to make a point. So when we do that, if Rush calls us, so let's say I throw it here and Rush calls it. Okay? So the other guy's responsibility is going to be backing him up. So then you can teach him to go behind him. And the other thing you can do is also have that guy think about telling him where he needs to throw it. Because if that guy's going on a run, he has no idea what the runners are doing. So this guy that's not catching can kind of watch that. So it's kind of a gap drill. I think it's good for everybody to work on. Even infielders are really good to work on because you got to be able to communicate. Again, you decide if it's going to be got it, ball. It's got to be something that everybody knows what the heck you're talking about. Because what's going to happen is you're going to say his name, and he's going to say, I've got it, but you're calling his name. And he's going to keep going, and that guy's going to keep going, you have to collision. Or you're going to say that guy's name, and he doesn't want it, and he's going to drop. So you got to kind of have them communicate. I've seen it where, you've seen it in the pros even, they come in the Bermuda Triangle, the ball drops down to 3 guys. There's no communication. All right, Rush, go all the way.